Do you crave intimacy more than your partner does? Are you caught in a loop of unspoken desires, wondering how to bridge the gap? Is a mismatch in libido destined to unravel your relationship, or is there a path to renewed connection? Mismatched libidos, the disparity in sexual desire between partners. It's far more common than most realize, and it doesn't necessarily spell doom for a relationship. In fact, recognizing and addressing this imbalance can be an opportunity for deeper understanding and intimacy. Often, when this imbalance comes up, the initial reaction is to pin the problem on the relationship itself, or perhaps on one's partner. However, before casting blame, it's crucial to take a step back and look inward. Spend some time getting to know yourself, including what might be fueling feelings of stress or loneliness. What thoughts are swirling in your mind when you consider this mismatch? Do you experience guilt for either wanting more or less intimacy than your partner? Are feelings of frustration, anger, or even resentment beginning to surface? Observe your reactions too. Have you started avoiding intimacy, or perhaps employing coping mechanisms that ultimately leave you feeling empty? By heightening your self-awareness, you pave the way for a clearer understanding of your needs and desires. Once you've gained some clarity, the next step involves open and honest communication with your partner. Whether you're in a long-term marriage or navigating the early stages of dating, initiate conversations about your feelings regarding the libido mismatch. Start slowly. You don't need to unload everything at once, but gradually share your concerns and create a space for dialogue. This is where many people stumble into what I call assumption junction. We make assumptions about our partner's feelings, needs, and desires without actually checking in with them. For instance, you might assume that your partner is as unhappy as you are with the frequency of intimacy, or that they secretly long for a different relationship. Reacting based on these assumptions can lead to behaviors that further exacerbate the problem. Perhaps you might focus on other relationships. It is important to keep in mind how this behavior will impact both yourself and the existing relationship. Open communication is key to understanding your partner's perspective and dispelling any false assumptions. Regardless of their reaction, make it a point to assert your own feelings and desires. Whether you're seeking more frequent encounters or a deeper connection, expressing your needs is essential. Once you've opened the lines of communication, try easing the pressure on sex itself and focusing instead on re-establishing intimacy. This can involve dedicating quality time to one another, prioritizing relaxation, and finding ways to make each other feel good. Mutual massages, for example, can be a wonderful way to reconnect physically and emotionally. Gradually incorporate foreplay, but avoid putting too much emphasis on intercourse. Remember, low libido often translates to reduced arousal. By focusing on heightened intimacy and connection, you can create a more relaxed and enjoyable atmosphere. Finally, even if it seems counterintuitive, schedule time for intimacy. This doesn't necessarily mean scheduling sex, but rather setting aside time to talk about your desires, needs, and concerns. Use this time to be playful, reconnect with your sexuality, and re-establish the bond you share with your partner. Establishing clear communication early on in a relationship can set the tone for how your sexual needs are met moving forward. Remember, addressing mismatched libidos is not about assigning blame or demanding change, but about fostering understanding, communication, and a deeper connection with the person you love. Relationships are intricate dances, and sometimes the steps get out of sync. Mismatched desire is rarely about rejection or lack of love. More often, it's a call to explore the complex landscape of intimacy, to communicate openly, and to rediscover the joy of connection in all its forms. It reminds us that love is not a fixed state, but a journey of continuous understanding and adaptation.